Well, Purk. I need to start over. I'm already just at a complete blank. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, okay.
We don't consider ourselves an energy drink because energy drinks have, I don't know what they have. I'm not going to speculate, but it's not natural.
We more or less stumbled upon something that we think can benefit very many people in very many different ways. But what's amazing about coffee, as I'm sure you know, is you can do so many different things with it.
Purk Coffee to me came about quite simply, I guess. I don't like coffee. To get folks like coffee, that's fine. I don't. And I tried my friend Charbel's, I think it was Turkish coffee. It's pretty delicious, actually.
So Charbel came back from overseas with this coffee drink that he drank growing up all the time, convinced I would love it. He had me try it, and sure enough, it was absolutely spectacular.
My father has always been an inspiration for me. He came from nothing, raised me, my brother. I wanted to bring back something that represented me, represented him to me, actually, I should say, something that is overseas. Never saw him quite often, so for me, it's being home again and sharing my home with everybody.
We based the recipe off of what we thought was in that mix. We were trying to reverse engineer that drink, and we just couldn't figure it out. And so it was more or less just completely organic that we started grinding green coffee, mixing the different spices together, and next thing we knew, we really had something delicious.
If I could say a thing, it'd be, we actually made refreshing coffee. It's not a thing I've ever had. You're like, oh, that's delicious. I could go for a jog. Great.
The grinding process, raw coffee is a very tough because it has a lot of moisture in it. And so we couldn't find anybody really to grind it for us. We contacted so many, we contacted companies that only grinded coffee, and none of them wanted to use their machines for it.
5 or 6 burnt out magic bullets later, we had this really fine green powder. And so we put the spices in there. We just did a French press with it and just poured it out hot, and we all drank it. And it was, oh my goodness, what is this drink? It was clearly coffee, but it didn't taste anything like coffee. And about 30 minutes later, we were all standing around, we were like, whoa.
We came out with our own machine that we got custom made for our product, really. And it's a labor intensive, obviously, but I think it's worth it. Being the only company here that we know of that grinds it locally, raw coffee has a lot of benefit, and if we can share our process and help people grind the raw coffee so they can have a better life, yeah, we'll grind it. Somebody had to do it, and we're here doing it.
Because we use all natural ingredients, we have a clean drink that has numerous health properties that you normally would only find in health supplements. It's truly a miracle drink, in my opinion.
Saffron is what makes Purk and gives Purk its golden color, its velvety taste, and the aroma of flavors of flower that you get in your nose when you're drinking it. Saffron really is, it's the gold in our beverage. It's the golden Purk.
The vibe of Austin and its localness and close-knit community of folks who create and folks who bring things to the table and develop and build. I'd like to establish that with Purk. I want to be part of the community, spread our goodwill, do things, help people. It's an awesome city, and I want to add something to it.
Purk is, if I had to say, it's a well-being beverage that incorporates so many different cultures into one little sip. It hypes you up. It's good for mind, good for body. If I dare say, it's good for the soul even. But Purk is just a beverage that brought 2 continents close to each other, 3 friends under one idea. It was just the miracle that most people look for sometimes.
Coffee's community. It brings people together and it establishes relationships, whether it's personal, business, or anything in between. And it might sound a little euphemistic, but I believe it helps people take life to the next level.
Purk for me is a way of bringing people together. How better do you bring people together than a good cup of joe or a good meal? And this is what Purk is.